In a land of mighty rivers, lazy bayous, woodlands, wetlands, and underwater gardens, the bounty of nature comes alive in America's Delta. They are creatures that have survived here for millions of years in a precarious balance of life.
It's all interconnectivity.
When you pull one string, it pulls the fiber of the entire food web.
Now, new technology and exciting discoveries are helping to save species in peril. Witness the monumental effort to protect life that is threatened and endangered in the Gulf.
Funding for this program was made possible by the Foundation for Excellence in Louisiana Public Broadcasting and by viewers like you. Thank you.
At the mouth of the largest river delta in North America lies a warm water ocean basin covering 600,000 square miles. It is the Gulf of Mexico. Its unique geography and hydrology creates one of the most productive ecosystems on the planet.
The intertidal zones, where the tide rises and falls, really are a zone that mark a dramatic change between two habitats, the water column and the land itself, so it's a very productive zone.
Then there's the deep drop off the continental shelf where looks might deceive. It is one of the most biologically diverse areas in the Gulf, and scientists have only scratched the surface in learning about life here.
Off Louisiana, we still have the highest diversity of the groups we've looked at, higher than what we have found in the Campeche Bank off Mexico, off Dry Tortugas in the Florida Keys, higher than we find in the northeastern Gulf of Mexico, which was really a surprise to us.
Scientists have identified more than 15,000 Gulf species, and each plays a role in this intricate web of life.
When you get to offshore waters, there's very widely distributed organisms that are out there. Obviously, there are many kinds of whales. Pygmy sperm whales, regular sperm whales, humpback whales. People don't realize there's killer whales off the shore of Mississippi. Also, there's big fish like whale sharks, common when you get into the right locations. There are, of course, many very large sharks in the water column. There's tiger sharks, bull sharks, spinner sharks, white-tip sharks, hammerheads, probably most of the turtle species, hawksbills, ridleys, leatherbacks. There are mola molas, the great big ocean sunfish out there. Of course, many of these they're tied to very unique food webs that may involve things like giant jellyfish and other species that most people will never see.
Gulf species face tremendous challenges. The world's oceans are warming and becoming more acidic. Unusual species migrations and mass mortality events are on the rise. Rising seas, powerful Gulf storms, and coastal erosion devastate critical estuaries and coastal habitats.
And when you lose coastal habitats, you lose coastal organisms.
And there are other threats: overfishing, invasive predatory species, pollution, and contaminants.
Most people have heard about the dead zone development from excess nutrients being moved into offshore waters, low oxygen following that. That is a major challenge. Obviously, we've heard about oil and gas exploration and potential impacts there with the BP spill.
The long-term impacts of the Deepwater Horizon disaster are being closely monitored as part of the investigation formerly known as the Natural Resource Damage Assessment. This process formally documents a spill's impacts to America's natural resources and provides for restoration of those injured resources. Gathering data and studying life in the Gulf will help protect this resource for future generations. Fortunately, amazing success stories give conservationists hope. Visitors to this region have long revered Louisiana's most recognizable bird, the pelican.
In the 1950s, we recognized that brown pelicans were declining in Louisiana. In 1963, they were locally extinct in the state.
Scientists discovered that pesticides, mainly DDT, that flowed into the system caused defects in the shells of pelican eggs, leading to the death of the embryos. After the substance was banned in 1972, A massive project began to bring the bird back to these barrier islands, spearheaded by Louisiana's Department of Wildlife and Fisheries with the help of the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission.